All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Since for you two, this is Pastor Dow. I get in and I have a lot of people asking me questions on what they call diversification or financial advice. Number one, y'all need to understand this. I am not what you call out there after the world sort. And I need you to listen to me very, very close. I am not what you call after the world sort, a qualified financial investor. As a matter of fact, my financial investment advice that I suggest to you out here is the same wisdom that I follow. The wisdom that I follow is very unconventional. As a matter of fact, there's nothing modern about it whatsoever at all. As a matter of fact, my investment advice, I actually learned it from my grandmother a long, long time ago. And I just chose to follow those same type of principles all the way up into these adult years. Now, the first rule of investing is, number one, do not put all of your eggs into one basket. Now, let me define it for you as I continue to keep going on here, okay? First of all, number one, if you're going to be investing, you shouldn't take whatever monies that you have and put them all in one asset class whatsoever at all. And I believe that, and I follow that whatsoever. I follow that 100%. So I'm very diverse in my financial investing posture. Let me give you an example. Because I believe in diversification and not putting all my eggs into one basket, this is how I invest. First of all, number one, I follow the principle of I don't believe that anything that you invest in, no matter how much money you spend, it's not yours unless you have it in your physical possession, or i.e., you know someone that you can trust that will hold it for you outside of the regulatory agencies, or let me say the things that we're accustomed to, i.e., banks or some type of storage facility that is 200, 300, 400, 500 miles away from you. I don't believe that type of wisdom. I believe in, if you don't own it, you don't have it, it's not yours. It's not where you can reach it with your hand. So I don't trust that you should actually invest into something that somebody else is actually going to hold for you. Also, I don't trust anything that is written down on paper where you sign it with a contract and then their so-called good, benevolent, trustworthy word is supposed to back up what they say just because they say it. No, I don't believe that. No matter how flawed that track record is, they expect for you to believe them. I don't believe that. Again, I'm going back to what old grandma said. You know, you invest it, you buy it, you hold it, you can see it, it's yours. Hallelujah. And I think that's good, very good, sound financial advice. There's a reason why those people are called brokers out there. That's because they are a whole lot broker than you. And they will be a whole lot more broker than you if you stop taking your monies and giving it to them. I don't think that it's wisdom to turn around and take these things right here that you call Federal Reserve notes and put them things in a can, in a jar, or in a safe at home because they have no value to them whatsoever at all. The only reason why they have value today is because of the stores that we go to in this country called America right here accepts this as a medium of exchange for purchasing power simply because the government says. And you can't even operate a business unless you sign a government document to get approval by government. And they say this is used as legal tender, but what is this legal tender backed up by? And you know just as well as I do, is backed up by the good old benevolent, so-called benevolent word of the United States of America. Now you have to ask yourself, given the history of America, how good is that word? Now, with all that said, and you know, people are going to say, well, Pastor Dow, what should we do? Again, listen to me. I'm going to tell you what I would do. And this is what I do as far as diversification. I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. I don't believe in putting all your eggs in one basket. So I'm going to show you how to diversify, how I diversify. Number one, when I invest in something that is tangible, something that is physical, something that I hold and not nobody else. And this is how I diversify. All right. I will buy junk silver. Junk silver. 90% silver. And then to make sure that I don't have all my eggs in one basket, I will buy a Canadian maple leaf. A Canadian maple leaf, 1 ounce. And to make sure I'm diversified even more so, I'll have an Australian kookaburra. And to make sure that I'm really diversified and stuff and having, I'm diversified. I'm investing in a particular asset class. So I'll make sure I'm diversified. So now I have silver eagles. When I get finished with the silver eagles and stuff, to make sure that my diversification is still going on and I'm exercising good financial wisdom, I have a 1 ounce Johnson Matthey silver bar. Now, when you look at that, that's different diversifications. Somebody say, oh, Pastor Dow, but it's all silver. Yes, but listen to me. It's all silver, but I am diverse because I am investing in different asset classes, whether you understand it like it or not. Oh, no, it ain't, Pastor Dow. You're investing in silver. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. What are you doing when you invest in money market accounts, CDs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, treasuries? What are you doing? IRAs, 401ks. Are they not all paper instruments? And are they all not the same so-called class? Oh, but wait a minute, but they have different categories. Pastor Dow, don't you understand? Well, sure I understand. I understand very well. That's the reason why this comes from the Johnson Matthey's Mint. This one comes from it's Australia kookaburra. Comes from Australia. This one is a Canadian maple leaf. Comes from Canada. This one right here is a silver eagle, and it's come from the U.S. Mint. And this right here is junk silver. Here, minute over here, also in the United States of America, but a different place than this one. So, hey, you got to understand, people. Stop playing the game. The banking cartel, the money laundering system. Have you not heard it? Just Bank of America just got finished buying horses, laundering money down in Mexico for a bunch of race horses. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, are y'all beginning to understand this? Are y'all beginning to understand this? Think. They don't want you to do that. They want you to do the thinking for you, because they are an expert. I went to school, I read books, I got a degree, and this is my profession, and you should listen to what I say because you don't have the education, or what they're really truly saying is you don't have the training that they have. I believe the best education that there is no matter if you do go to school, you still exercise self-autonomy. I believe that. That's the best education anyone can get. I believe that no matter what somebody says, I don't care what they say. You don't accept stuff for face value. You go behind and check and see what they say and see if it's so. Stop blindly following people because you accept personalities over truth. You can't even begin to acknowledge the truth until you've done your due diligence to find out what the truth really is. So one person will say, no, Pastor, you're not diverse. And then I turn around and say, okay, you put your money in all these paper so-called assets. And they're not assets. They're all liabilities. Hey, I can put a match to this and burn this thing up just like that. Put a match to this and burn this thing up like that. I can't put a match to this and just burn it up. I can't put a match to this and burn it up. Physical, tangible assets. So, hey, you are the ones that need to learn how to think. I think what I just got finished doing is using a very simple, common sense approach. Common sense. And I'm beginning to wonder about this word called, or this saying called common sense, because it seems to be so uncommon today. It's like everybody's running around with their head, just full of air, and hardly is anybody doing any thinking. And then when someone tries to come and present to you the way that it should be, we look at them like they got a third eye in the middle of their forehead or something like that. Some alien from Mars or something. Like, what in the world is he talking about? That's what happens when you get people who learn how to think for themselves. So that is my own personal financial advice. And when somebody asks me a question, I always tell them this is what I would do. This is what I would do. Now, hey, either I just got finished telling you the truth or I just got finished telling you a lie. You are the one that's going to have to ultimately determine that.